All right, what's up, everybody? Now we get to do the one that's a little more serious, so it may not be quite as chill on my part, simply because I'm gonna be using the old brain power a little more than normal, trying to figure out exactly what parts I want to use or what parts I want to swap and all that kind of crap. It's just going to be a bit of a mess up in here. But the two main switcheroo project pieces that we're going to like try to collaborate together. It's an X570 platform motherboard, both of them. But we're going to build, I'm pretty damn sure that we're going to hit the ground running building the main platform is going to come off of the EVGA Dark X570 that I have. Pretty damn sure we're going to use that one. And then the two CPUs is a 3950X and a 5950X, and I'm pretty sure we'll just go ahead and use the 5950X. So it runs, just a little bit cooler. It, gets a little bit better performance, a little bit better, like power efficiency, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Let's test out our emote stuff. Bloop. Yay. That works. Okay. All right. So, I think if that's what we're gonna do, I should uninstall. Okay, so now I gotta decide what case. So the two cases in question. One can handle up to a 360 and the other cannot. So the other can only do a 240. So I think it's cut and dry. Let's go ahead and we'll do the 360. We'll do the case that has the 360. Alright, so that is the one that has the Ace Rock X570 in it. So that's got to come out. So probably, what should we uninstall first? And should we switch the CPUs first? Now probably we should like save the CPU switching for the end. Otherwise we have to like do extra work, I think. Right. Okay. Switch the cameras over. What's up, people? Also, I'm hoping this cola energy kicks in real quick. So I am freaking tired. think the stream is kind of healthy-ish. I think we're good. Yeah, we should gut the case that we're going to use first, right? Right? Gut that one first. Or should I gut the one that it's going to go into and then leave the... Yeah, that's what we should do. Because that... Yeah. Alright, we'll... Okay. What the fuck? Hope this is not a mistake. Yeah, let's get this one up here. Fuck it. It's easier to take the motherboard out of this. Oh, son of a gun. Whew. Oh, this baby is heavy. It's not as heavy as the other one, though, that it's going into. Alright, so right here we got... Here we have a EVGA X570 dark motherboard. But recently, in my infinite non-wisdom, I switched the CPUs. This used to have the 5950X in it, and if that was the case, this thing would be ready to go. Rock and roll, basically. But since I wanted to test the 5950X on the ASRock motherboard, I switched the CPUs. Like just, you know, like a week or maybe 2 weeks ago. So. Oh man. There's gonna be more shit all over the fucking tables and the desk over here. Ay. So let's uninstall the reference, the NVIDIA reference 1080 Ti from here that I was going to do SLI with another 1080 Ti. Still haven't got around to that. I in fact even named an entire stream SLI testing and was not able to actually fucking do the deed. So many things came up in that stream, so I was unable to. Oh, delivery's coming. Hold on. We may pause for a moment here. While I get this delivery. Let's see. Okay. keep rocking on. They're taking their sweet time for some reason. Okay.
Imagine that.
Imagine it. Ginger. Alright, let me grab that delivery. Alright, let me see. Almost there. Guess we'll take this all the way off. It's a damn shame because the 3950X was running really, really well on this X570. Dare I say, it felt as if it was smoother than the 5950X was, but that might just be, that's probably just the operating system clutter. So on the Ace Rock build, that is Windows installed. That's, you know, it's been around for quite a while. So, and then the install for this one is a lot fresher and, you know, cut down. There's not a whole lot of shit on it, as it were. Okay, so now, where do you put this to protect it? Cool thing about I'm using, it's hard to see, I bet, but I'm not using thermal paste. I'm using those damn graphite pads or whatever the fuck. So the cool thing about those is there's not really a mess you have to deal with, though you do have to worry about them tearing for like reusability. It's not as good as you would hope, I think. Why all this is like under here? How did I come up with that plan? See if I can get this to lock itself in here out of the way. Yay, sort of. No, it doesn't want to stay in place. Well, we gotta watch it. It's gonna snap back, but if we go fast, maybe we'll get the motherboard out before it does. I don't know. Alright. So here, I want to move all of this shit to a bowl. This. Now I use my magnet. It's off screen here. Kind of keep track of these screws just in case I have one of those fucking spots where it's like not doing too good. Alright. I had to use a coarser thread than what you should, maybe. There we go. One of the things I'm going to be most happy about switching to this motherboard for the for my gaming, basically just for like a gaming room build, is it's going to be easier to get the NVMe drives in and out and all that. Probably have to redo the thermal pads, but it's fine. Whatever. See, there's a different one there. So some of these I may had to like find the perfect screw to grab the teeth. Screw this in here. Alright, so I gotta uninstall this. It's not connected. I'm just gonna take it out, but I gotta take it and lay it over on a table kind of far away. So I gotta put the headset down. Alright, I don't think I need anything else out of here. Oh, thank you. The 240, or is this a 280? No, that's a 240. The 240 rad will stay here because that's what fits. So we'll use that on the Ace Rock setup. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. So let me just carefully get this out of the way. Turn it up this way. Alright. Now, for the real battle is going to be this one.
Imagine that.
Imagine. I'm imagining. There we go. Let's take that out of there. Move that off to the side for now. Go ahead and get some of this out of our way. Take out the 5070. Another thing that I'm very upset ahead of time for is I just know Windows is gonna fucking piss me off when I go to put we're changing the motherboard, so it's gonna deactivate Windows. Like, guaranteed. Because Microsoft, they're assholes. Okay, there's a PNY 5070. It's not too bad. Ah, Swiss, what's up? What are we imagining? We're imagining every time someone comes into the chat and after the chat hasn't moved for a while, you get a little notification. Okay. What the hell? What was that? Oh, you... Fuck, I just drank, dude. Alright, where am I? Here I am. Cheers, everybody. Hydrate. Yeah, I know. That's the point of the hydrate message. That's what it's for. That is what it's for. All good. All good. Alright. Here we go. So now we undo that. Oh wait, actually, I should take a picture. Oh my gosh. I forgot how many hard drives I have on this damn thing. Where the hell is my phone? Who's ringing at me now? Posture check? Get the fuck out of here. I ain't got time for all that shit. Okay. Here, posture check. There, we'll overcompensate since I'm bending over too much with this this workbench setup here. Thank you, Swiss. All right, I'm stepping away because I gotta grab my phone. I don't know where I left it. Alright, where are my scissors? Here, we need a marker. And my scissors. Okay. Just in case they get all, like, you know, tangled up and shit. They might actually just stay exactly where they're at. But just in case, you never know. Okay, that's a little too much. No, that was uneven as fuck. Okay, whatever. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, quattro. All right. Got those. That will be self-explanatory. This I'll plug wherever I can. Audio, that's explanatory. CPU power, that's explanatory. You got whatever the fuck you got there, I guess. This is explanatory, that's fine. And this is just, what is this, fans, I guess? Yeah. Probably redo the fans, maybe. I don't know. Alright. I think we're good. Boom, 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 boom. Do, do. We'll take a picture there just in case. Okay, should be fine. Almost kind of feel like redoing everything. This is like a simpler style of a all-in-one liquid cooler. So I might do that. curious. Why is this? Okay, so that's a fan. What's this one here? That's the pump. Got a fan. Got a fan, and then this. What was this one? Is this like a power cable? The back there? Yeah, I think that's for power. Okay, cool. That's fine. Go off to the side. Okay. These up. Oh, careful. Careful, Jones. That probably ripped it. Okay. Take it easy. That might have ripped the pad. Ooh, it didn't. Nice. Alright, cool. Hell yeah. Okay. That is good. And this we'll have to figure out. Why the hell is there thermal paste all the way over there? Whatever. Alright. And also I got to take out the SSD from here. Okay, fair enough. I do kind of want to redo this. Let me see if I can cheese it a little bit. See if I can, without having to redo everything. Alright, so which one? No, come on. It's not that. It's just a thing. It's fine. It's whatever. Do this. Ah, that's the one. Okay, cool. So that's not bad at all. No problem. Now we can get that free. Put this through here so I kind of remember. There, that's fine. Lay it back down. Okay. This over here in the corner. All right. I think we're almost ready. The fan right there. for that back fan. Okay. Fair enough. This. That. Oh, I definitely need to use a magnet setup for that thing. Interesting. Got this bowl here. I should probably use this. This one's magnetic. All right, cool. Okay. Ooh, it is difficult to get to those. We can do it. We can do it. Don't worry. Got this. Oh no. Oh no. Got him.
Imagine that.
Can we fix it? Hopefully there's nothing to fix. That's what I'm hoping for. No, I was doing so good, but there's this one that doesn't want to fucking allow me to unscrew it at this angle. Come on, dude. That means I gotta take this out. Whatever, man. sometimes this thing is a little bit of a bitch to put back in. Whatever. Should probably like air dust it and all that, so that's fine. Let's just take this shit out. And that's what dining and living room tables are for, right? Put your computer parts on while you're figuring out what you're gonna do with everything. It's normal. I have to undo the tangle we got going here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Get that loose, that's fine. We're mostly loose. Let's see. Yay, okay. Oh, I can't go with my headset. I shall return. All right, I think my headset is finally fully charged, so I can go wireless now. That's better. That's much better. Now, also debating like what RAM I'm gonna end up using. Because this is prettier, but the one that's already on the EVGA board is faster. But is it faster enough to make a difference, or that's the question. Alright, let's get this last one out if we can. Voila. Maybe Buddy can help? Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will help. Though I don't know if anything would survive the help. Like if I had like billions of dollars, I probably would let him just like kind of go ham on something like this and be like, okay, oh well. But like, what kind of lesson would that be for him, you know? Let's see. Oh, he was. That's true. He was very determined. All right, so here is the Ace Rock X570 Tai Chi. Really good looking motherboard in my opinion. You know, some people maybe, you know, it's kind of like subjective whether or not you like the gears kind of layout or whatever. I think it looks pretty dang good. And then it's got kind of a back plate. You can see it's like half of a back plate, like it kind of gets part of the motherboard, which, you know, is better than nothing, we'll say. So yeah, we shall see. Yet to be determined. Don't know if I want to. I like how this RAM looks much more than I do that other peach colored shit. But which one has, you know, the better performance? That's what should be on my mind the most. Let me just check my orders to see which one. See, DDR. Let me search for DDR. Alright, so the V color Skywalker. That one is between 4,000 and 4,200 mega transfers. And then I got the Bushkin red line, which is what's in here. This is that's not even the correct thing. Alright, well anyway, it tells me on the side that it is 3600, 16, 19, 19, 39 versus, I think those other ones are G-Skill. I have like 3 sets I can choose from. Those are the same, 36, so that's 16, 19, 19, 39. That's whatever. I don't know. I actually do not know. What I do know is that even on the EVGA board, the Skywalker ones cannot go to 4266. So I think we'll put the motherboards side by side here in a second to like move everything over, but I am curious about if there's anything I can change about like maybe the layout of power supply cables or anything, or I might should probably wait till we get the motherboard in there, so I can kind of, because the motherboard is different. This EVGA motherboard, it changes, like the CPU power stuff is over here, the RAM is up top. It's a little bit different, a little funky, so probably should just put it in there, or like wait until I put it in there and then I can decide I need to change anything. Yeah, it's a pretty nice board. pretty nice. Yeah, and then I can maybe redo some of the wires on the back, but I kind of should wait until we get that. We'll get that whatchamacallit back in here first, and then we'll do that. Yeah. Yeah. What streamer does this? Yeah. All right, hold on. Ow. Oh, what streamer does that? My back. Ouch. Oh, wait. Look what we found. I found one of the washers I was looking for. Okay, one down, one to go. So it was either yesterday or the day before, or the stream before, whatever it was. I lost the washer to this. So that is good. Das is good. Okay. It was in that case. It bounced into that case. All right, so let's see. We'll put the motherboards together because we got to switch the CPUs and we got to switch, well, we got to move. Got a SSD from the Tai Chi over, and we got to move the brackets. Forgot about that. Yeah, so we got to move the bracket. We got an SSD under here we got to move over, and the CPUs are going to swap out with each other. Ow. My knee does not like what I'm doing today. That was one of my big disappointments with this board from EVGA, is that it didn't have a backplate. But, you know, as long as you're careful and you make sure you don't have any like odd standoffs that aren't where they need to go, or aren't, wait, gotta say that again, are not where they shouldn't be, and there's nothing on your case like crossing things on the back of your motherboard, don't really need a back plate. But again, I love the just in caseness of it. Yeah, so you see over here is where you got this stuff here for the power and all that. We gotta mark that kind of ahead of time. Let's mark this one ahead of time. Okay. And you see, this is the Skywalker. This one goes up to 4200. This RAM. But, you know, not as pretty as this. There, sorry. Whatever. Camera struggles. Let's move over the CPUs first, I think. I think we'll do that first. Click that one out. Okay, so you see how it's inverted? Like this is your standard motherboard layout. And then over here, it like, woof, it moves it. It's kind of weird. pens. Pens are looking okay. Okay, so you gotta find. Okay, so it's here. This one goes right there. There you go. Oh, I kind of bent it. I don't know. Okay, and then over here. Oh no, we lost one. Alright, well at least they're safe. They're in place. I locked them. Yeah. I might switch these out. I don't know if I trust it anymore. Could test out. I got some phase change BS. Might test that out. Alright, now we can switch over the fuck 'em. My brain is gone. My brain is gone. The thrill is gone. 'Cause my brain is gone. Find the right one. Nope. Yes. Oh, May, so sorry. I missed your chat there. That was a while back. My apologies. Oh, these are like fucking old, nasty. You don't fucking look good anymore. What the hell? Yeah, I wonder if I need one of those blocks. Keep it from bending in. This one's taller though, I think. Yeah, that one's way taller. That's right. Then I wish I had another one like handy, like ready to go, and I could plop it in right there. But I don't think I do. Well, I do have my QLC Sabrent here somewhere. Ooh. Maybe we could do that one. I'm trying to remember where did I see that last? Aha! Here it is. It's in this bad boy. Alright, cool. Alright, where did I put the ejection pen tool, whatever the hell it's called? Okay, so I got one in here. Yay. Whoa. It's covered in whatever the hell. Cheap viewers. Oh my gosh. We got so many cheap viewer offers. Easy, 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 easy. Woo. This way. Okay, so we got to get a thinner one there, it looks like. Whoa, that's nicer than the one up here. Hold on. Maybe we should switch this. Hold the fuck on here. They should give sample viewers. Let you try them out first. Oh, I'm right there with you. Hell yes. Hey, what say you, random offer person? Got any free samples we could try out? I have a viewer that gave the perfect response to your offer. There we go. That's fucking perfect, dude. Put this right there. Well, let me just do a little NES, you know? That's old school, you know? Probably technically you're not supposed to do that anymore, but you know, worked on the NES, so why not? Why wouldn't it work on a 980 Pro connected to an X570 EVGA dark motherboard? Why not, man? Okay. Now, the location of my what are these things called? Freaking, what are they called? These cooling things is over here. Burn it down. See, maybe I could try this out. I got some phase change shit. So maybe. We'll see. Not sure if it's exact correct size and all that kind of stuff. Alright. What we got here? We got this Odyssey Extreme pad here. By Thermalright, 1.5 millimeter versus what's this other company got here? What we got on this one? Do they even say? I guess I'll have to look that shit up too. Okay, so that pack has two different ones. It has 0.5 and 1 millimeter. So this is a super thick one. I don't think I need to use that here. I don't think I need that here. This is more when you have like a pretty big gap. So yeah, I wonder what this shit even looks like here. People were saying put this in the freezer. Okay. We might try this out today. We'll see. I'm gonna put it in the freezer while we're doing this. Let's see. If, Alright, so this bad boy, we can do a thin sheet here, or no, just a thin sheet in general on the bottom, it looks like. That one's been cut. Go. Perfect. Alright, let's see if thin is alright. Might be too thin actually, we'll see here. Yeah, it's not too thin. Maybe I can use this thicker one. Let's see here. Yeah, I can use a thicker one, but the thicker one's only 1 millimeter actually. This is even thicker. It's probably too thick though, let's see. It's actually not bad. Maybe I should use this one. I just have to cut it though. Alright, scissors. Okay, so now probably should put the thicker one there. And the thin one here. Hi, buddy. think I can do the dead ones on both, actually. All right, thank you. Good job. Others? Don't think I do. Okay, then. What the heck? So delicate. That's why I like the do the thicker ones better. Easier to work with. Okay. That. Voila. Circle. Good job. Hey, you want to say hi? Come here. Say hi to everybody. No, over here on the camera. Come here. Come here. On the camera. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Say what's up. Good job. Good job. Here, circles. Here, you want this? Yes?
Imagine that.
So cute. Yeah, thank you. Say thank you. He says thank you. think we're touching. Let me see. Oh yeah, we are. That's good. That's good. Okay. Thankfully, didn't lift it too bad. Don't bother that. You better get out of there. You're gonna get hurt. Hopefully those are thick enough that the, this piece of metal, this heat sink is touching well enough. Okay. Now I have this pretty much ready, or I can put like a super cheap SSD in this one. In this enclosure here. It's pretty odd. Okay. Okay, so now I gotta change these. So I guess I'll kind of clean up my area here. Oh, let's also put some covers on this. Got plenty of plastic left over, so let's go ahead and use that. That one too. I think I got a little piece in here somewhere. What the hell? I just had a little leftover piece somewhere. Oh, actually, no, you don't want to cover that one. That goes there. Perfect. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, Jones. She's out there, the little girl. Oh, she got her bubbles. The little girl. Yeah. Did you get it? Huh? Huh? Oh, okay. Alright. Yo, Natural, what's up? Don't know how to explain it. You sound like Linus Tech if he was 22 and yearly income of What's up, Natural? That's that's fucking hilarious. Well, I certainly appreciate you coming back by. How's everything going today? Least favorite component to install. Oof. Okay, so I have two answers. One is kind of a cop-out, but hold that thought one moment. I'll be right back. But anything with wires. So anything with wires, I dislike that. I would probably say like thermal paste maybe. Like I like coolers a lot. I think they're really cool. Air coolers, water coolers, whatever. It's fine. I like all those things. But I hate messing with the thermal paste. That's why every now and then I experiment with these pads. Like these are, I think, what did they say these were? These were graphite. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, these are graphite. I got some graphite pads that I've been experimenting with. They're okay. They will surprise you. Like if you install them properly and you don't get a bad batch, they're really cool. They will work, even though my camera is for some reason askew. Yeah, I think everything else, I like everything else. Pretty much like it all. But if you could put cables in their own category as like that's something you're installing or messing with, I would say cables. But since that's not really a component, I would say thermal paste. And then if that's not really a component in some people's minds because it's just an interface in between two components, then I would have to say probably no, nothing else. I like all the other parts of it. Yeah. Alright, so we switched to CPUs, but now these are the things that we've got to kind of switch over. So like this one goes, like we're changing coolers, you know, because motherboards are changing, so What about you? Don't even have to change the back plate. So there's that type. Okay. Versus kind is on this one. Let me put one more piece in there. Dude, you can even see like this is from a while back, but there's a bit of thermal paste on this standoff screw for the cooler. Lighting needs a lot. I need a lot better lighting, but that's okay. That's okay. Hardware install guy, more software. Okay. Anything heavy, you don't trust my hands. Yeah, understandable. Yeah. When you're doing with the heavy stuff, like you can kind of be a little nervous. You know, I agree with that. Because if you got something and you drop it, it's like, oh shit, did I break something? I don't know. So yeah, I get that. Okay. Let's see if it's like a very different one. No, they're like literally almost the same, so we're good. We are good to go. This is one of the things I like about AMD is how simple their mounting setup is compared to Intel. At least on AM4 and AM5. Probably their older stuff, I think. Yeah, their older stuff was left a lot to be desired. Hope that works. I'm gonna need a little bit of alcohol here. Clean this goop off of here. Okay. My software can't find my. I don't want to go into BIOS. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I get that like that too. Like I don't want to have to go into the BIOS to change the settings, so I get a little perturbed and I just whatever. I'll fix it later. But if I wait too long, I end up forgetting what it is I discovered. You know, like let's say I figure out, oh, okay, it's a BIOS setting that I have to change. Um, if I wait because I don't feel like doing it in that moment, sometimes I'll forget, and then I have to do the troubleshooting all over again, and that kind of fucking blows. All right, so we fucking did a pretty damn nice upgrade here. We added 2 terabytes to it. We slapped the 5950X back into this puppy. This is going to be a test bench board. So we'll use this strictly for like if we want to do SOI or if we want to do, you know, 3-way SOI or whatever, you know, in the future. Older cards, obviously. You know, this would be for older cards. So. Oh wait, has that still got some plastic peel left on it? Oh. So the only other thing would be to decide if I'm going to switch out the RAM, go with some 3600 RAM on this build, or if I'll stay with this 4000 mega transfers RAM. So you get more speed with this, but your timings are looser, obviously, for it to reach that speed. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Around at 2400, even though it's 32, it could change the settings, but I don't like getting blue screen. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of times, it just depends, you know. It's like, sometimes it's just luck of the draw, really, you know. Like this one, this RAM kit is advertised to run at 4266 mega transfers. But, and I even have it on the prime motherboard you would want. There's probably a couple others that are good too, but this motherboard in particular is very good for RAM overclocking, but it just will not stay stable with the 4266 slapped in here. I mean, I should preface that. It will be stable, but it's not stable enough to survive. Like, you know, I play my game, I do whatever my work is on the computer, and then I reboot. The next day I got to go in and set it again, right? It won't hold the setting. Once I go into BIOS and lock it in, it'll stay when I go into Windows, and then I could, you know, rock out. But then when I reboot the computer, I have to go back in the BIOS and reset it because it doesn't survive the boot loop, right? It's not 100% stable, but it's certainly not, you know, crashing all the time. So I have to tune this one down to 4000, this kit. I haven't tried to overclock this kit. This is just a 3600. Maybe it could go a little further. I don't know. I haven't tried that one. But I think I'll stay with this. This is a little bit more performance. And it also let me gauge if I did anything wrong, because I know this CPU and this can run at 4000. I know it can, and I know the CPU can hit 4.6, you know, easy. So if it doesn't, then that lets me know I bunked something up in the transfer of things here, or maybe my interface, whatever cooling interface I use, is not good. But yeah, that's the dice game. And, you know, sometimes you can't afford to be screwing around with your main rig, you know. Like a lot of times my main rig, I don't play with like I do these. Like the main rig, I just kind of let just some auto settings, just let it do its thing, right? Because I don't want it going down. I need it to run. But these ones I can kind of play with. That's like I was saying, you know, when you said I was kind of chill the other day or yesterday. It's because I'm tinkering with these ones that aren't as big a deal, where you know, they've, you know, some of these have been through some torture tests anyway, so it's not like they're not fresh out of the box, which also makes me less nervous to mess with them. All right. I think I can go ahead and start slapping these into their cases. I'll probably put this one into the case first. We'll leave this one as its own thing. So let me get this out of the way. Say goodbye to the dark for now. How RAM and CPU go, but my CPU cooling low. Best was running at max 100. Wow. Basically stress test for 1 hour. All right, well, if you're doing a stress test, yeah, like even the best cooled stuff can still, you know, go over 90. But if you're hitting 100, yeah, maybe there's things you can tweak here or there that might make it run a little cooler. Like if you ever in there tinkering with it or fighting it, you can always try to mess with the you know, change out the thermal paste, because I've had situations where just a bad application of thermal paste can be like 5 to 10 degrees difference. You know, because sometimes you're not as diligent. I've done it many times. I just slap it together and I know I didn't apply the thermal paste really good. Or if you've never done that yourself, like if it, you know, you bought it, let's say, like a lot of times those guys don't put it on good, you know, they're having a bad day. So okay, let's put this out of the way. Put these in here. Alright, I'm missing one. What the hell? No freaking way. How can I be missing one? Where the fuck did I put it? Oh well. I actually don't know where I put that other screwdriver, so that is a bummer, man. How much it was getting used? Oh, the whole CPU? Oh, okay, okay. I got you. I got you, man. Okay. Oh, actually, I'll put it this other way. Okay. Boom. All right, here we go. Okay, let's secure this. Use basically stress test for 1 hour and 30 because I was installing something that's never reached above 6. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So that's just under extreme stress testing. Yo, W Dill over on Kick. What's up? Rock out, man. Thanks for coming by again. Appreciate it. Never in the red. Never shoot max graphics. Didn't go. The CPU was 15. Oh well, never mind. That's fucking good. Yeah, you're good to go, man. That's fine. All right, new test bench. Who this? Who this? Ouch. On screen resolution of 10. Yeah, but a lot of people underestimate how much harder it is. Sometimes it depends on the game. Like, so in some games, it's harder to run those high frame rates, depending on your system, obviously, right? So when you turn down your resolution, the game is able to be ran at a much higher FPS. And FPS, high frame rates, is its own type of stress. Like, for example, I've had GPUs that the only time they ever had coil whine, where they were like, you know, experiencing that problem, the coil squeal, the coil whine, was if it was with frame rates that were like over 120 FPS, right? So, and sometimes to reach those kind of frame rates, you know, you turn down your resolution, which I do that a lot myself. Like, I prefer higher frame rates. If I have to choose between a 4K resolution or 4K at like under 60 FPS versus like 1440 over 120 FPS, dude, I'm picking 1440 every freaking time. And it's almost the same way, like even with like 1080. If I can get 1080 over 120 FPS, but 1440 is not playing nice, like I can't get it past like 60, 70 FPS, a lot of times I'm fine with 1080. I got no problem with that. I'd rather have the faster frame rates. Right, yeah. Well, that's your monitor, but just remember some games will render the game frames as far as they can go if you turn off, like let's say you turn off VSync. Some people turn off VSync. If you turn VSync off, some games will ramp up the frames. They'll go as far as they can go, irregardless of what your monitor can show. Anyway, but it's just something that I always found interesting, that there were some GPUs, if I put them to run 4K, like some older GPUs that I could run 4K at like 30 FPS, you know, it was a horrible experience. But the weird thing is that GPU would not have coil whine at 4K 30. But if I put it at 1080 and it was going over 120 FPS, that same GPU was stressing out, and you know, the capacitors or whatever were squealing, or you know, whatever parts of it were experiencing that load, I guess. So I always think that's interesting, that sometimes the high FPS can really rock the shit out of your GPU or your CPU, because your CPU has to keep up with those frames as well. Alright, so I slapped that in there. I won't need this. This one doesn't have that extra spot for whatever. This is what, the audio? What is this thing? I don't remember what this is. No, this is a USB, I believe. So that can go right here. That's probably for the liquid cooler. Alright. So I'm probably going to need to replace this graphite pad. But we'll see how resilient it is. I'm going to go ahead and put the put this back on here. Let's see which way. All these freaking cables and wires and shit. Bless you. Probably have to redo those wires in here. That's crazy. Alright. Let's see if we can stand it up. I gotta look at the back of it real quick. Why do you need... Yeah, VSync could keep it in line. Okay. Yeah. Fortnite's a little heavier. Why do you need 200 FPS in Red Dead? That ain't gonna help you get to Tahiti. No, it's just visual. You know, there's a point of diminishing returns. Obviously, that is 100% true. So yeah, you can get to a point where, you know, you're not really noticing with your eyes the FPS. It does help out with latency, like with, you know, controlling things, but then, you know, that would be more in line with like some kind of competitive shooter or something like that, when you would want to take advantage of that kind of stuff. But I like the highest FPS that I can get, because to a certain extent I notice the smoothness of it, and I just like that more than the reverse. And then again, it does depend on the game. So, you know, I suppose if I was rocking out with the like Red Dead, yeah, I probably am not as I don't know, I'm not as worried maybe, but I would still want the most FPS I can get. So this will be just for the GPU stuff. This is just fan stuff. I can put this stuff kind of out front. It's fine. Put this like that. Wait, what the hell? Keep you in there. do this one on the other side. Voila. Easy. Easy peasy. Nice. Okay. Got all that there. Oh, it's almost that time again. Dude, that would be nuts. 1400? That would be freaking crazy. Yeah. Yeah, you could go take a fucking bathroom break, come back, and still snipe somebody with that many fucking frames. OLED prototype 540 at 1440p. Oh shit, I bet that's beautiful. Probably cost a lot of money though. Let's see, let's get all of that through here. There we go, got this one. So that can go back out. We don't need it here anymore. Okay, now I need the CPU ones. Trying to figure out how to untangle this mess. This is such a tall case that we might run into a problem with the cables here reaching up to the CPU. Wait, what the fuck? That's the bad one. Yeah, we don't want to play with that one at all. Whoa. Put that over here. Okay, what we got here? We got PCI, PCI. This is a PCI kind of by itself. Probably put this one here. Let's get these CPU ones so we can try to find a path for these. Ooh, that is a fucking long ass reach. Let me see. Will it make it? Yes, it will. Yay. Okay. Pretty curious about whether it was gonna make it or not. What the fuck is this one? Well, I'm gonna plug this here just in case that's where needs to go. Nerd light to the rescue. CPU fan. Fan. Probably. What the frick? There we go. $250.90s. I don't know, man. I would want it though. I would fucking want it. Definitely, dude. If I could have $250.90s, holy shit. But then when they have the $60.90, then I need that. It is a disease, my friend. I don't know what else to say about it. Okay, so maybe actually this might have to come through the inside here. Dang. That sucks. Dude, that is such a freaking tight turn here. Yeah, well, you know what? Since this is like a freaking test bench anyway, I'll just run it through here. I don't care. Screw it. Ruedman. Just go this way. Just go this way with it. Even this way is going to be a bit of a tight fit. Really looks awful. I don't like it, but it won't reach around the back. Yeah, that's true. They're kind of closer and closer together in performance. Oh yeah, there we go. Dude, won't stay. Adding CPU cores to GPU cores for faster computing. Hey, that's a novel idea. Sounds good to me. I think the next thing this test bench is going to like work on or test will be what is the performance of a beat up old used graphite or graphene, whatever the hell it is. No, this one's graphite thermal pad that's been thoroughly used. Okay, now gently lay it back down. Okay, as gently as we could, I guess. All right. Look at that mess. Okay, that's locked in pretty good. Side. All this shit here. Looks like this. I guess we can try to put most of that up. Okay, that's fine. Alright, that's okay. I gotta figure out if I'm gonna try to reroute that or just let it go. Yeah, that's not gonna fuck it. That's not gonna reach through the back way. Whoa! What the hell was that? Ah, Swiss! Thanks for the bits. Appreciate it. Well, I think it's time for me to train. But I did want to put that other motherboard in that case, so it's safe. But, man, just not enough space. There's just never enough space. When I get more space, then I get more stuff. When I get more stuff, then I need more space. It's never ending. Okay. Alright, so I want to, like, I want these to be available to use, but I think I'll just wrap them up for now. Don't necessarily need them. Okay, and if I take this, okay, that goes right there, that's fine. Okay, that goes there. It's all fine. Still have this here, I guess. It's whatever. got all this shit. It's extra. Not needed, basically. There. It's fine. Keep you out of the way. That goes to that other thing. All in there. Just squeeze it all in there, yeah. For real. That one goes. Okay, that can go under. It's out here. Those are right there. These for the GPU. Kinda goes like that. Okay, so this. You know what, actually, in this case, I could put those the way they're supposed to go. I just realized that. Okay, let's do that. So let's take this out. So, voila. Put you out like this. And this. And go the way it is supposed to go. This. Actually, forgot this one. We'll go this way. Alright. GPU. Where did I put it? W Deal is back. Yo, Killer Chin 47. What's up? You'd rather go for an AMD Ryzen 7800 X3D for the 5080, or hey, thanks for the follow. Or a Ryzen 7 9800 X3D with a RX 9070 XT. Well, here's the thing. So I would prefer the better GPU. Because many times a better CPU is not like, as if you have two different GPUs, right? And they're both very good at gaming, right? So the 9070 XT and the 5080, very good for gaming, right? Both of them. 5080 is going to be obviously quite a bit more powerful card. Also going to give you the option to play around with ray tracing and, you know, any of the other NVIDIA BS stuff that they got going on, which is good stuff, fun stuff. What you get between the 7800 X3D and the 9800 X3D really isn't a lot if your GPU can't handle it per se, right? So in my opinion, I think you get more as long as the price is not substantially higher. You'd get more with that better GPU and a 7800 X3D than you would with the 9070 and a little bit better CPU with the 9800. The only time that I would recommend you like choose like, oh, okay, 7800 or 9800, which should I go with? Let's say you're going like a 5090, then yeah, you want the best CPU you can get to make sure it's gonna like rock out with all those frames, right? Plus, add to the fact that, you know, down the road you can upgrade your 7800 X3D. Maybe the 9800 X3D is a cheaper price at that time or something. So that's just my personal opinion. Good question. I mean, it's not really, you'll like both systems, don't get me wrong. Like, both systems you'll have a lot of fun with. But if you're in that kind of realm, I mean, you might be able to find a good bundle or a good deal. You might be able to still get your, have your cake and eat it too. You might be able to get that 9800 and the 5080. Just depends, Okay, so got that. Actually, I think I need take this, switch it out. We're gonna put this panel where it's supposed to go here. Hope you're still there. Sorry if I'm a little late answering. Hope I caught you in time. What is this here? You don't plan to improve? I'd go with the 5080. 100%. $50.80, my man. You'll have the option with the 5080. You can you have the option. You can go really high frame rate games. You turn it down to 1440, or you can still play 4K at good frame rates. Gives you those options. And then if you really want to have unspeakable frame rates, you can tune it down to 1080 even, and really blast out the FPS. So, and then yeah, you can like tweak around and play around with the ray tracing and things like that a lot better than you can with the 9070 XT. And the 7800 X3D is still very, very capable. Like, literally one of the only things that is improved with the 9800 X3D is the fact that it can boost the overclock a little bit better, because of the way they moved the 3D cache. They moved it so that the CPU doesn't overheat the cache so easily, and you can get a little bit of overclocking headroom. Yeah, I mean, even on rasterization, the 5080 is still a stronger GPU than the 9070 XT. So even on straight up just frame for frame, it's still stronger. But money talks, so depends on the deal you get. You know what I mean? If the deal is very close in price, yes, 100% to 5080. But if they start trying to price gouge you, whoever you're getting it from, that's when you start looking at PC Part Picker or PC Builder. Just check what are they charging you compared to what deal can you get yourself. You know what I mean? So just, I guess, keep that in mind is what I would say. Oh no, this one doesn't fit. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh well. Price difference is 100 euros? Oh, hell yeah. 5080, dude. Let's go. Get them frames, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Get it, man. Get it. And also you can like if you want to like look at some really good testings of like the 5080, the 7800 X3D and the 9800 X3D and the 9070 XT, look up a channel called Hardware Unboxed. And they'll give you like so many graphs. Like I still say 5080. But yeah, like go ahead and check. Let me see if I can put it in the chat for you here. But if you look up Hardware Unboxed, dude, they really test the hell out of this stuff. So there's a channel, and then I mean they even test like they even go back to like the 5800 X3D, and they test that shit compared to the 9800 X3D. I mean they do all kinds of cool fun stuff. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. My bad. Bloop. So, and then let's see, as far as like and then I would just look up like Hardware Unboxed 7800 X3D. So here's paste. Wait, no, I don't want to do it with the fucking time. Why does it do a timestamp for me? I don't want that.
Huge win, but it.
How do I share? Copy? Oh, wait, to put it more precisely. Boom. So there you go. That's the 7800 X3D versus the 9800 X3D. Now remember, if you don't already know this, the only time they really start to separate themselves in big gaps is at lower resolutions with higher FPS, right? Because then that's when they'll start to separate further and further, where the CPU is helping the GPU like crank out more FPS. It's able to keep up with the frames that the GPU is pumping out. But the higher in resolution you go, the closer and closer they're going to be, no matter what. So you got 2343 versus 2448. Dude, yeah, 5080. I'm still saying 5080. That's almost 2 tiers up of a GPU versus the 9070 XT. You will get more out of your games with like graphic settings and things like that. With a better GPU than a slightly better CPU. The only time that would ever be a thing is if you were like jumping like a major jump for your CPU. So the difference between the 5080 and the 9070 XT, there's a bigger difference between those two than the difference between your 7800 X3D and your 9800 X3D when it comes to like, you know, most gaming. You know, there might be a thing here or there. So Anyway. Dude, it's unfortunate that this motherboard spacing doesn't allow me to use that really nice MSI two-way SLI HB bridge. But that's okay, whatever. Save it for something else, I guess. A general question. PC case, be quiet, light base, 600 LX, MG 7800, thermal paste, polar therm, X10. I'm not familiar with that thermal paste, so I can't vouch for that one. What else you got here? Cooler is a be quiet, light loop, 360 millimeter. Okay, yeah. Gigabyte B850 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi RAM. Got 32 gigabytes, 6,000. Okay. CL30, perfect. You got 2 terabyte Lexar. Not super familiar with the Lexar SSDs. But you know, it's a decent brand name, so that one's probably pretty good. PCIe 4.0 speeds are 7400 and 6500. Okay, and then the graphics is a 5080, irregardless of manufacturer. That to me, like just briefly looking at it, that looks like a comparable good build. If you're into that kind of thing. I got another channel for you, Holmes. So another cool channel is PC Builder. This guy Jason. So if you like looking at that kind of stuff, I love looking at that. Like looking at builds and like seeing like how do people like pump it up. But just throwing this out here. This is a cool channel for you to check out. He does a lot of stuff like, you know, what should you put together with what, and he's pretty on board with it. So, but I would say, yeah, I like that build. You don't. So for like a 7800 X3D, you don't need a 360 AIO, but they're usually about the same price. It just depends, you know. But a lot of times it's not much of a price difference. The only time you want to like really nitpick, you know, like the cooler choice, if you know if someone's putting too much cooling for a CPU like a 7800 X3D, they usually don't need that much of a cooler, to be fair. But the better the cooling, the better it's going to perform, and the longer it's going to stay, you know, out of you know, kind of like a heat soak or maybe thermal throttling and things like that. So I personally, I definitely would throw a 360 on it. That's just me. And if that's the build that it comes with, that's a good build. That's fine. And the appearance, yeah, I like also I like liquid coolers because they look good. They have good aesthetics. Well, it depends, I guess, on which brand, but yeah, I agree. Well, dude, I'm gonna have to go to training. I gotta go work out. So this is probably where we're gonna have to leave it. But dude, thanks so much for coming by. Thanks for the follow, and appreciate the the questions in the chat. You know, it's fun to talk about this. I like everything for me, like just from a an amateur. You know, I build stuff all the time, but I'm still what you would consider, I guess, an amateur. That sounds good to me. You know, like I'm just constantly building stuff here. Got computers everywhere. So, and I build for family. I build for my friends or whatever. So what you threw down, pretty good. If you could swing it, the only thing I might say is, you know, if you can swing it, try to get a little bit more RAM. Like if you can go up to, you know, the next amount, you know. 32 gigabytes is plenty for most games. But if you can find a kit, a comparable kit, you know, you can find them with RGB as well. You know what I mean? If you can find a comparable kit, sometimes you can find 64 gigabytes. It's not that far off from your 32. You know, so if you can, always, you know, just keep that in mind. Whenever you're ready to finally pull this trigger and like really order the parts or get somebody to build it for you or whatever you're doing, or you want to buy one that's, you know, put together and shipped to you, however you end up doing it, always double check, because you just never know. Sometimes you can find those sales, or you can find a certain kit, and it's like $30 more, and you get all, you know, pretty much double. You know, sometimes it's worth it. So that's good though. It's good. You don't, with that kind of a purchase, you know, like we don't want to like jump it, you know, like, yes, have fun. That's fine. Have fun when you get into this and you want to like buy things and build it. But you know, it's a lot of money, so we don't want to just jump the gun. We want to make sure we get, you know, something that we're going to enjoy, is going to allow us to play the games we want to play at the resolutions and the frame rates. And you know, if you want to play with the eye candy stuff, you want to be able to do that. That's why personally I recommend the 5080. It's just going to give you a lot more options, in my opinion, for what you can do with the settings in your games. And you won't have to make as many compromises as, you know, perhaps the 9070 XT, which is still a beast of a card, don't get me wrong. But, you know, you're already dropping over 2,000. And if they're only like 100 to 200 difference in price, yeah, definitely try to aim for that better GPU. Oh, yeah, good plan. Yep. Definitely. Sounds good, killer. But yeah, check out PC Builder on YouTube and check out Hardware Unboxed on YouTube. You know, it will help ease your mind a little bit and settle you into your choices. Especially since now you're wondering about your configuration. Just watch some of PC Builder's videos. He does a ton of stuff where he, like, and a lot of times that's what he'll end up telling people is, if you can, you know, yes, you need a decent CPU, but the 7800X3D is more than a decent CPU. That's a great CPU. So if you're already going to get a great CPU, bare minimum 7800X3D, no matter what, if you can, put your money into your GPU. It's just going to give you a lot more fun. You know, like even in some of my builds I've been experimenting. Like I have a 5070 graphics card, NVIDIA 5070. And just testing between some older CPUs, like a 3950X versus a 5950X, right? Even putting the 5950X in it doesn't really net me any like major gains. Like I would have been better off if I would got, let's say, a 5070 Ti instead of a 5070 and then stuck with a 3950X. if I'm comparing those two CPUs, right, I would have had a lot more bang for my buck. But that's, you know, that's kind of apples to oranges because the 3950 and the 5950, those are older CPUs now, and they can't even hold a candle to the 7800 X3D. 7800 X3D will like smoke them all over the place. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you do the windows. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, because then you could choose the one you want, and then, you know, you can get those sales. You know, they have those websites where you can get the keys and all that. And you can get really good deals. You know. Do do do. Go. Yeah, that's fine. All right, this one is pretty much slapped together here. I guess I should plug it in and see if it will turn on, and then we'll call it. It's been a lot of fun fighting with this thing. There's more with license. Too much we do yourself. Oh hell yeah, yeah, you could do it cheaper than that, man. Absolutely. And then also you can guarantee if you do it yourself, you know what you're installing. You know, some of those PC building places or installers, they might put like extra stuff on it, you know, that you may not necessarily want. So, yeah, definitely. Do do do. Ow. Oh, my knees don't like that. Okay, I did have somewhere another thing, but Cost max 25. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, 120. Yeah, fuck. No way, man. That's too much. Alright, so got those. And I know I have the SLI bridge somewhere. Just don't remember where the heck I put it. What the heck did I do with it? Okay, I'm still looking for my HB bridge. Maybe it's over here. Yes, buddy, yes. Yes. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. What in the world? Never paid for the best, but I'm improving every day. I'm actually from Germany. Oh, well, hello from Germany. Don't worry, man. Your English is better than any of my foreign language attempts, so. Way better. You did quite excellent. The frig? Suppose it could be in here. Not always. Yeah. Well, it's tough, man. Learning other languages is difficult. You got enough things that you're trying to deal with in life, and then you try to add in some extra brain power to compute another language. It's a lot of work, man. I respect it. I respect the grind. Yeah, sometimes I like to watch DeBauer, um, you know, the bear, the overclocker. He's from Germany, but DeBauer has a YouTube channel. He does both an English and a German, because obviously his native language is German, or you know, however it goes. And I like to watch both videos, his German one and his one in English. It's pretty cool. Every now and then I can kind of recognize a word or two, and I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. I know what he's saying. No, buddy, you can't do that. No, not allowed, butter. My son is trying to drink out of the dog's water. Poor thing. He's trying to pretend. Nope, it's not there. I just saw it the other day. That's so weird. Yeah, I was in here fighting with this stuff. And I was like, oh no, I wonder if that's getting damaged in that spot. And I was like, nah, it'll be okay. I just shoved it back in here. Oh, I find it. I don't know if it's the right one. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if this is the one. I don't think it is. Ow. It is! This is what I spent all my time looking for. An SLI bridge. There we go. Connect those puppies together. Oh, sorry about that. Do I mean Dubarro? No, let me link it. Bauer. I don't know. Here. Boom. That guy. So he'll do a lot of stuff in both, like he'll have one video in German and then he'll do on another, on his English channel, he'll do like the same video over there. Oh really? Oh, small. That's crazy. Like it's very close, the names. That's crazy. But that's one of my favorite tech tubers, Devour. Okay, so now gotta figure out. Let's see, this one. Plug it to the top, I guess. Well, actually, no. This will be the pump, so I guess it'll go there. Okay, so there's that one. Now I gotta find this other. Oh, actually, I think it's plugged in. All right, here we go. Let's see if it will start. Okay, so I gotta spin that around, but hey, starts up. Woohoo! We did it! We did it! Yeah, it should be plenty. Whoa, what's up? Over on Kick. Huda, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. But alright, so it works. We are good. We're happy, I think. Whoa, what the hell is that? Swiss, thank you. Thank you for the bits, Swiss. Alright, so let's call it there. Thanks so much for hanging out, Killer. Appreciate it. Also, thanks everybody else, if anyone's still lurking from earlier. Appreciate everybody who came by. Thanks for the earlier follows that we had. We had a couple follows on other platforms. And even if you were just lurking the entire time or whenever, appreciate you no matter which platform you chose to watch me on. Twitch is my main stream typically, but you know, YouTube and Rumble and Kick and X are also platforms that I have a lot of fun multi-streaming to. So you know, you're welcome to go to those as well. But you know, Twitch, we have a lot more things going on. We end up with, you know, playing around with the emotes and emojis and shit in chat sometimes. But yeah, I think that is it. So thanks everybody, and thanks, big shout out to Killer Chin. Thank you. Hopefully we will see you on the next stream. I probably I'm probably going to stream again tomorrow. I think so. And tomorrow I might clean this build up a little bit more, the one that we were mostly working on. This is probably just going to be like a test bench style build. But then I have that main build that I was really wanting to get to, which is the one with the EVGA motherboard. That one we'll get to play around with tomorrow probably. We'll get into that. But otherwise, it's been really good and really fun. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. That's it, I guess. So we'll see you in the next stream. Ciao for now.